This is Hunt and Hill on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Big night last night, I thought. Preseason football is not for everyone. Some people like to throw a few nickels down on it. That's a degenerate play, but I support it if that's your thing. And a lot of times it's just overreaction season. It's not it's not generally the first 22 on 11 on 11. Some guys are down, they're injured, they're not practicing. You got some veterans, we're trying some things. The vanilla defense at times. Like there are issues with overreacting to preseason games. I think anyone would admit that. But I also think last night was big for the Saints. I thought Jameis Winston played very strong in those 3 drives that he was out there. Stretched the field a little bit, hit some deep balls, read the defense as well, had some good touch. The accuracy was good. And he went out there and threw the door shut on the quarterback competition to me. Now, you can't do that just in one game. You've got all these practices and you've got all these other things that are going to be evaluated. But he was the guy with the inside track the whole time, and he handled himself last night the way that the starting quarterback should do it. And I think with that ushered in the Jameis Winston era as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. How long that era is going to last, we'll see. But I thought it started last night.
Yeah, that's what I expected. That's kind of every time I came up here this summer, that's what I was saying. I was like, Jameis has thrown for 30 touchdowns, almost 5,000 yards in the season in NFL. Those guys don't just come off trees. That's hard to come by, obviously with 30 interceptions as well. But the positive side, you kind of saw the flashes and the potential of what he can do. And I think this offensive line is probably the best offensive line he'll ever play with. And you saw last night, if they give him time, he can throw the ball accurately down the field. And he has a really big arm, especially watching Drew Brees throw deep balls. And then you see Jameis, you can really kind of see the difference and really how much he can really open up this offense. And obviously without Mike Thomas and Alvin Kamara out there, it really lets you see if Jameis can get rolling and take care of this football, this team can actually be a lot better than people give them credit for.
You could see very obviously the difference between Jameis in this game behind the first offensive line with Armstead and Ramczyk, as opposed to the second line he played with last week and the one that Taysom Hill stepped behind last night. It's worlds different. And this is, by some, the best offensive line in football. And they played well behind, in front of Jameis last night. He had some time, stepped up, hit the deep balls. And then I thought the second touchdown pass to Callaway, while the headline was Callaway making the unbelievable one-handed catch, they showed it, and Greasy draws it up, and the Jaguars come on a little blitz. And Jameis reads he's got a guy coming free that's going to be unblocked. He's got to get rid of it on the hot. Now, it looked like he had somebody on the top of the screen there on a shorter route, but he wanted to give Callaway, the guy who's playing best wide receiver on the team, a one-on-one opportunity, which was there. He floated it right to the goal line. Callaway makes a play on the ball. Touchdown. It was perfectly executed by the Saints from the offensive line to the quarterback to his pre-snap read to his read of the defense to his throw and then to the great catch. It was all perfect.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal play. And I think you watch quarterbacks try to throw the ball into the little bucket in the end zone. That's that drill right there. Jameis put that ball where only Callaway could get it. And that's kind of how you want your go balls thrown, especially as a receiver. Put the ball right there. If it's incomplete, it's incomplete. The defensive back has no chance of intercepting it. And I think Jameis is really coming into his own with this offense. He looked super confident in the pocket last night. At times, Taysom didn't look as comfortable. He was kind of running around a little bit, obviously, with the second line. But Jameis looks comfortable. And I think, like you said, I think he's really won this quarterback competition.
I've been critical of the Jameis Winston acquisition and what I think of him as a quarterback to this point. I think that he's shown a lot of immaturity and just a leadership style that I certainly couldn't get on board with. Now, keep in mind, I'm well aware he's not trying to appeal to me, the 33-year-old insurance agent who's never played competitive football outside of middle school. I'm aware of that. I have a little self-awareness. However, if you're going to do it at Florida State, you're going to do it big. Sounded weird. The eat the W was weird. the jumping on the table at Florida State at lunch and yelling the expletives was weird. He just, to me, has always seemed a little bit weird. However, I will say this. The way he's handled the interview sessions this fall camp has been, I think, impressive, joking with the media members. He's certainly made a commitment to change his body, to lose weight, and to give it a shot. And then I think what cannot be overlooked is what he did in taking a one-year deal with the Saints to sit on the bench. Not everybody will do that. And he did. All those decisions he's made have looked mature, more mature to me. And while my approval means nothing, I have observed this guy for now, 7, 8 years. It looks like he's changed a little bit for the better to me.
Yeah, I think I first started noticing that last year. I think it was the end of the season. He had an interview and they were talking about Drew Brees, and he started crying and broke down. And he kind of just was explaining how much Drew meant to him and how much he's helped him in that 1 year. And I was like, a guy like that, obviously number 1 overall pick, national championship, probably made a lot of money so far to get impacted by someone that's from a whole different era and generation than you. That means a lot, and I think he's really carried that on to this season, and he's really matured. I think if he's got to be the number 1 quarterback on this roster, he's got to have to be the team leader, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know if we want Mike Thomas being the leader. So I think Jameis is really coming on as that role.